Why do you want to go to Alaska?
This is a great opportunity for me to earn money, see a new place, and work with people from different cultures.
Have you ever had similar work experience?
I worked for 1 year as a production assistant in a factory where I processed, packed, and labeled different food products.
What is your motivation to join this program?
I would like to work hard and earn money to bring back to my family. I have a wife and 2 daughters. I want to work overtime hours and save money for my family in the Ukraine.
What did you do in the Ukraine?
I work at seasonal jobs in production.
Do you like your job in Ukraine?
Yes, I like my job in Ukraine. It is a good place to work. I enjoy working with my hands.
What do you need money for? What is your goal at the moment?
I need money to support my family. I want to save money for my children's education.
What do you know about work in Alaska?
I know that Alaska can be very cold and wet, and fish processing is difficult work with long hours. The work will be physically and mentally demanding.
Why do you think you're a good candidate for this job?
I'm young, healthy, strong, and a hard worker. I'm willing to work long hours.
Are you able to stand for long periods of time?
Yes.
Can you lift over 50 pounds?
Yes.
Do you have any health concerns?
No.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any more questions. Do you have any questions for me?
Fish processing is the process that happens after catching or harvesting the fish in order to prepare the delivered to customers. The process works in 4 steps. Catch fish, process fish, freeze fish, store fish. Fishermen on a vessel catch the fish and store them until the vessel arrives at the dock. Then, the seafood processors help to unload boats, sort fresh fish by species and grade, quality, clean fish, weigh fish, cut off heads and remove guts or internal organs, fins and tails. After the fish are processed, they are packaged or canned, labelled and stored in the freezer or loaded onto trucks. Workers are trained by their supervisor on the job in the skills that they need for their role.
Working in Alaska is a great experience, but it is hard work. We work when there are fish. You may work 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, but there may also be days with no work at all. Job description: processes seafood products by doing the following duties. Essential responsibilities: 1. Cleans and fillets product. 2. Sorts fish and places product in containers or on a conveyor. 3. Removes low-quality fish. 4. Packs product in boxes, cans, or crates for storage or shipment. 5. Operates machines to move live or packed seafood from place to place. 6. Keeps workspace clean and safe. Requirements: no experience in this field is necessary, but a reliable work history is required. We prefer some experience working in food production. Education: no experience or training. Special training/skills: ability to read, speak, and write in English. Ability to do math using units of American money and measurements, weight, distance, etc. Work environment: the employee will work in cold, wet, and/or humid conditions. The employee might work in dangerous places near toxic chemicals and other risks. The work environment is usually loud. Physical demands: the hours are long and the work can be repetitive. You should be healthy and prepared to carry heavy loads.
Every morning, I was the first one in the plant at 6 a.m. I was responsible for filling large buckets with a mixture used for washing the fish slime off gloves and rain gear. If any salmon fell to the ground, they would go in the bucket to be washed before processing. The bucket needed to be filled at every break and every meal. I also carried the heavy buckets to anywhere they were needed in the plant. At night, I cleaned up the plant. I cleaned the conveyor belts and the machinery using powerful hoses. My coworker Pete worked on the boats as they arrived on shore, helping to lift the huge king salmon into a bin which was lifted on a crane and emptied on the dock. I worked with Pete on the boats, helping him to lift the heavy king salmon into the bin. On the dock, workers sorted the fish and put them on the conveyor belt to be processed. Once the heads were cut off, they continued on the belt where workers with knives gutted the fish. After the fish were processed on the main belt, they were put into a tub of water for cleaning, then sent to other workers who packaged the fish and put them into the freezer for storage.
Employees must clock in at the beginning of a shift, clock out for all meals, and clock out at the end of the shift. Employees must punch their own time cards. In Alaska, overtime is paid at 1.5 times the regular hourly rate for working more than 8 hours in a day or more than 40 hours in a week. Meal breaks are usually 30 minutes, and you will sometimes have 10 to 15-minute breaks as directed by your supervisor. Paychecks are typically given to workers bi-weekly.
If you will be late, you should tell your supervisor directly at least 30 minutes before your shift begins. It is important to be at work on time. Hi, Mr. Peterson. I'm calling to let you know that I'll be 20 minutes late for my shift today.
What's the problem?
My alarm clock didn't ring this morning and I overslept. I'm sorry. I promise it won't happen again.
Well, thanks for calling to let me know.
No problem. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Okay.
Ivan, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I need you to work the overnight shift next week. The shift is from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. with the possibility of overtime.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Great. You'll be cleaning the plant and the boats. This includes hosing down the machinery, mopping the floors, and organizing the storage units. And then at 6 a.m., I will need you to assist with unloading the first boats of the day.
Okay, should I plan to start on Monday?
Yes. You will have this schedule for the next 2 weeks.
Can I have more overtime hours?
Not this week, but next week we are expecting more salmon, so I might need you to work some extra hours in the processing line.
Okay, just let me know what you need.
Thanks, Ivan.
Safety is very important. There is a lot of machinery and you need to know about the hazards. You should report any unsafe conditions to your supervisor immediately to prevent accidents. Workers must follow all directions and work rules. Report injuries and skin rashes immediately to management. Be careful when you are near the machinery. Only use machinery that you are authorized to use. Report equipment that isn't working. Wear ear protection. Wear eye protection when you are near any toxic chemicals. Know where the fire extinguishers are and how to use them. Throw away any items that could cause a fire. Workers must not wear loose clothing, jewellery, rings and watches in the food processing area. Bring pets or unauthorised visitors on company property. Work under the influence of alcohol or drugs. More people are injured by falling than any other way. Workers should wear appropriate shoes, pick up litter and not run. In addition, workers should be careful when lifting and ask for help before trying to carry a heavy load. It is very important to keep a food processing plant as clean as possible. Employees must follow rules to prevent contamination of the fish. All plant employees must wear clean clothing. All employees in the food processing area must wear head coverings. Employees with long hair or beards must wear a hairnet. Employees must wash and sanitize their hands, gloves, boots and rain gear before each shift, after all breaks and meals and after leaving restrooms. Sick employees must not go near the food product. Employees must not chew gum, eat, drink or smoke in the processing area.
Dear Olga, I am pleased to offer you the position of seafood processor. A representative of Icicle Seafoods, Inc. will contact you with more information prior to your start date. This is a non-exempt position and is eligible for overtime pay at 1.5 times your rate for time worked in excess of 8 hours per day. Employment term. You have the option, as does the company, of ending your employment with the company at any time. Housing and food. Housing and food are provided at the cost of $10 per day and will be deducted each pay period. All amounts deducted for food and housing during the employment term will be reimbursed in full if you successfully complete the season. Identification. Please remember to bring a passport and Social Security card, if you already have one, with you. If you do not have a Social Security card, you will need to get one before you arrive at the processing facility. You can get a Social Security card in Seattle, Washington before arriving at the processing facility. Travel and visa fee reimbursement. Your fee for the U.S. Embassy interview will be refunded to you within the first 2 pay periods. After you complete the first half of your commitment, Icicle Seafoods will reimburse you half of the round-trip travel cost between your country of origin and Anchorage, Alaska. After completing your entire commitment, Icicle Foods will reimburse the remaining 50%. Sincerely, Director of Alaska Recruitment. To confirm your understanding and acceptance of this offer, please sign.
Workers are required to wear safety gear at the processing plants to protect themselves from machine accidents, loud noise levels, and low temperatures. The plants will provide all work gear, including rubber boots, rubber gloves, aprons, waterproof rain pants and jackets, earplugs, and other protective equipment. Your gear might be different if you work onshore or offshore. Most large plants have equipment to help with processing. Some equipment that you might see includes filleting machines, cranes, forklifts, and conveyor belts.
Have you ever filleted a fish?
No.
Okay, I'll show you how to fillet a salmon. The first step is to clean the fish in cold water. Lay the fish on the cutting board with its back towards you and cut off its head, tail, and fins. Watch me first and then you try. Okay, cut down the center of the fish's back. Try to keep the knife as close to the ribs as possible so that you do not waste any flesh.
Okay, am I doing it correctly?
Yes, that's correct. Now flip the fish to the other side and repeat this, but this time cut from the tail to the head. You should now have 2 fillets.
Okay.
Be careful. Remember to always keep your hand behind the knife.
Okay.
It takes some practice, but you'll be an expert in no time.
Okay, and what do I do after that?
Then you can remove any bones and put the final product on the conveyor belt.
The American currency is the US dollar. The dollar can be divided into quarters, 25 cents, dimes, 10 cents, nickels, 5 cents, and pennies, 1 cent. To measure distance, Americans use inches, feet, and yards. 12 inches equals 1 foot, and 3 feet equals 1 yard. 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. To measure weight, Americans use ounces and pounds. 16 ounces equals 1 pound. 1 ounce equals 28 grams. A scale is the tool used to measure weight. Americans measure temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. A thermometer is used to measure temperature. 32 degrees Fahrenheit equals 0 degrees Celsius.
When living in the U.S., there are some laws that you should know. Alcohol. You must be 21 years old to drink alcohol. You may be fined for drinking alcohol in public, for example while walking on the street or in a park. Cigarettes. You must be 19 years old to buy cigarettes. You may not be allowed to smoke in some public places. Driving. It is illegal to drive a car that is not registered or insured. It is illegal to talk on the phone while driving or to ride in a car without a seatbelt on. Most car rental companies require drivers to be 25 years old. Drugs. It is illegal to buy, sell, or use drugs. Littering. You may need to pay a fine if you throw trash on the street.
Family, friends, and colleagues use first names. In formal situations, you should use the first name and surname of the person you are introducing. For example, John, I would like to introduce you to my supervisor, Mr. Michael Howard.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Michael Howard.
Please, just call me Mike.
Okay, I'm looking forward to working with you, Mike.
In the U.S., the culture is a little different. Here are some things that I have learned. American greetings are informal. People usually shake hands or smile and nod. It is usual for Americans to smile at strangers. Americans like to have personal space, so don't stand too close when you are talking to someone. It is important to be on time. You should not spit, swear, or discuss race, religion, politics, or sex in public. It is usual to tip 15 to 20% in restaurants, but not fast food restaurants, 10 to 15% in taxi cabs, and 15% for a service, hairdresser, tour guide, etc. I hope that information is helpful for you in your time in the U.S.
Room and board is usually provided by the employer. Most workers stay on-site in shared facilities. Most facilities include amenities such as laundry facilities, showers, a recreation center, and food service. Your room will have a mattress, sheets, pillow, blanket, and a table and chair. You should pack the following items: t-shirts, flannel shirts, sweatshirts, sweaters, a jacket, and thermal underwear. Wool socks are important. Remember, the weather will be cold and wet. Other items you should pack are toiletries such as deodorant, shampoo, soap, and toothpaste, and towels. All work gear will be provided by the fishery. You might also want to bring personal items for entertainment, such as books, music players, cards, etc. You should have enough cash for a few weeks until you receive your first paycheck.
How can I apply for a Social Security card?
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Okay, I need you to fill out this form, and I will need you to prove your age, identity, and work authorized immigration status.
What documents do you need from me?
I need to see your current U.S. immigration documents and your foreign passport with biographical information or a photograph. I also need to see a current unexpired document from the Department of Homeland Security showing your immigration status and the offer letter from your employer.
Okay, here is all the information you asked for.
What is your full name?
Victor Shevchenko?
Do you have a middle name?
No.
What is your place of birth?
Odessa, Ukraine.
What is your date of birth?
January 20th, 1990.
And are you a legal alien?
Yes.
Do you have permission to work?
Yes.
Your response to the next two questions are voluntary. Are you Hispanic or Latino?
No.
What is your race?
White.
And what is your sex?
Male.
What was your mother's name at her birth?
Oksana Syrko.
And what is your father's name?
Sergei Shevchenko.
Have you ever received a Social Security card before?
No.
What is today's date?
September 4th, 2017.
What is your daytime phone number?
Plus 380-243-4567.
And your mailing address?
1 Torhova Street, Apartment 6, Odessa 12345, Ukraine.
Thank you. I just need your signature right here, and I'll process this right away.
Great, thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.
You should keep all documents from the embassy and take them to the U.S. Immigration control might ask for documents such as your job offer and petition.
Good morning. Passport, please.
Here you go.
Where are you traveling?
Petersburg, Alaska.
Where are you coming from?
Odessa, Ukraine.
And what is the purpose of your journey?
Seasonal employment with Icicle Seafoods.
Can I see your job offer or petition from your employer?
Sure.
What are your job duties?
I will be working as a seafood processor.
How long will you be staying?
3 months.
Where will you be staying?
At the fish processing plant in Petersburg, Alaska.
Okay, I'm going to take your photo. Please stand behind the line.
Okay?
You're all set. Enjoy your time in Alaska.
Thanks.
ATM cards come in two types, debit cards and credit cards. Debit cards are commonly used in ATMs. Step 1. Insert your debit card into the ATM machine. Try to use an ATM machine from your bank so that you do not have to pay a fee. Step 2. Select your language. Step 3. Enter your PIN. This is usually a 4-digit number. Step 4. Select a transaction type. Your options will include transfer, deposit, and withdraw. To put money in your account, choose deposit. To take money out of your account, choose withdraw. Step 5. If you have two accounts, select either savings or checking. Step 6. To withdraw, enter the amount of money you want to withdraw. Take your money. To deposit, enter your cash or check into the machine. Most new machines accept checks. Just remember to sign the back of it. Step 7. Choose if you would like a receipt. Step 8. End your session and don't forget to take your card.
If you are injured while at work, you might need to fill out an insurance claim form in order to be reimbursed for your expenses. Here's an example of some questions on the form. Name of insured, Alex Horodienko. Current residence address, 1 Main Street, Apartment 10, Petersburg, Alaska, 998833. Date of arrival in US, November 2nd, 2017. Daytime phone number, plus 380 44 550 3975. Permanent address in home country, 1 Andrea Malashko Street, Kiev, 02192, Ukraine. Example 1. If accident, provide details, i.e. how, when and where accident occurred. Yesterday, January 5th, 2017 at 7:30 a.m, I was lifting a 50-pound crate to bring it into the plant when I fell on the wet dock. I bruised my leg and hurt my lower back. Example 2. If illness, advise when and where symptoms first occurred and nature of illness. Yesterday morning I started to have blurry vision while I was working on the fish processing line. In the afternoon I got a headache and the pain slowly increased. Later in the day, while eating dinner, I began to feel weak and nauseous. Have you ever been treated for this illness before? No. Please advise names of any prescription medications you are presently taking. Not applicable. Please attach a bill with your invoice number and name of medical practitioner to this form.